you. I started recording. Okay, fine. So now, so when I talk about dev environment, you are able to see the URL, right?
Yeah.
I may have the URL like this for dev environment. Okay, I may have the URL for ITT environment like this. Okay, and I may have, and if you see for production and pre-production, the URL remains same. Okay. Okay, so I will tell you. So for dev environment, you are sure, you are aware, right? So all the developers code, they will merge and install in one environment. That environment is called dev environment. Okay.
Okay.
And the URL remains like this. And this will be accessed only to developers. Okay. Even testers can't access. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Even they access, they can't do anything. Okay. Clear? Okay. Now what happened? They will do some sanity testing and they will install that build in ITT environment. Which environment?
ITT.
ITT environment. And also after installing also, they will do some sanity testing, whether the installation successful or not. Basic sanity testing they will do. Okay. And we will also do some sanity testing and we will continue all our types of testing in ITT environment. Okay. Now, ITT testing also is completed. You told, okay, everything is working fine. Now we want to test this in UAT. So in ITT, we will be testing bits and pieces, small functionalities. Okay. Now in UAT environment. So now, so in ITT environment, we may get a build every 2 days or 3 days, one build. But in UAT environment, we will get every build weekly once. Okay. Assume in ITT, will get a build every 2 days with all the defect features and new things. In UAT environment, you will get the build every 1 week. Okay. Whenever in team, there will be UAT testers and ITT testers, different testers. Okay. So ITT testers' responsibility is to test each and every user story individually. UAT testers' responsibility is to test end to end. Okay. So now every week, the ITT test, the development team will install the application in UAT every week. Okay, so here they may install in that week 3 times, every 2 days, one. So in that 1 week, they have done 3 installations. Okay, 3 builds they have given to ITT. But when come to UAT, they will give 1 build with all the 3 times functionalities. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So in UAT, they will be doing end-to-end testing. So now UAT testers, so now what developers will do? They will install that in UAT environment. They will create a build. So now they are not going to create a build from dev environment. They are going to create a build from ITT environment. Is it clear? And then they will install in UAT environment and then they will do some sanity developers. Now they will inform to UAT testers. Okay. Now UAT tester will do some sanity testing and they will continue their end-to-end testing. Okay. Now UAT testers also has confirmed that everything is working fine. Now they will install in pre-production environment. Which environment?
Pre-production.
Yeah, something like this. Okay, in pre-production. So what happens? For example, in pre-prod, okay, so they will install the application in pre-production environment. For example, I and Tazinara, we both are customers of ICICI Bank. Okay, we are actual customers so that we can access our production URL www.icicbank.com because we are customers. Now, I am a good customer so that ICICI Bank approached me. They are telling, okay, Anis, can you please, we are coming up with new functionality. Can you please do some testing before actual implementation? Okay, who is asking me?
ICICI Bank.
No. ICICI Bank is asking me because I am a customer who is very good user in a mobile app or web. Okay, I will be regularly working. Okay, and assume I am a known person to the bank manager. Okay, then what they will do? They will ask a favor from me. They will ask, okay, Anis, we are coming up with a new functionalities. Can you do a test for us? Okay, they are asking a favor from me. Okay, because I'm a production user. So what they will do, if I agree, what they will do, they will give access to me. I'm a customer, real customer, where I'm accessing production URL. And they are requesting me to do some testing for new functionalities in pre-production environment. So now they will give access to me to this environment. So I alone can access this URL. You are getting my point? So this
Yes,
is also
sir.
nothing. Okay. So they'll be having something which is very stable. So this testing will be done before going to actual implementation. Pre-production environment is nothing but that is the environment which the testing happens before actual implementation, before going to production. Okay. So here there are real users, but not everyone can access this environment. They need some special permissions. So the bank will select some specific users and give that permissions to that specific users only. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So
Sir, can we call this as beta testing?
yes. Beta testing is the same. Okay. Pre-production is nothing but the beta testing. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I will send this in the email. So I want to share you the Jira document also today. I will share. Okay, fine. Clear, right? So we will start today's session. Okay, is that clear to everyone? So you are able to imagine, right? That is important. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Now we were discussing about test cases. Okay. So what is a test case?
Actions.
Steps. Collection of test steps.
Simple. Test case is a
Test steps.
an idea of a test engineer. Okay. What is test case?
It is an
Test
idea.
case is an idea of testing. That is our idea.
Testing.
What test case contains means we have to tell test case contains test steps.
Test
No.
steps.
Yeah.
See, test case is nothing but it's an idea of test engineer. Okay.
Okay.
What the test case contains?
Test steps.
Test steps. How to do the test case? How to test that functionality? Is that clear?
Okay.
Now, what is test scenario? Test scenario is nothing but a set of test cases, combination of multiple test cases. Okay. Test case is a test scenario is a multiple test cases together is called test case. Okay.
Okay.
Individual test case contains test steps. 3-4 test cases together called test scenario. Okay. So test scenario. A test scenario is defined as any functionality that can be tested. It is collective set of test cases, which helps the testing team to determine positive and negative characters, means positive and negative scenarios, positive and negative characteristics of the project. For example, we will take login. We will take login. So this is a functionality, right? Yes or no? Login is a functionality. Clear?
Yeah.
In this login functionality, we will come up with different test cases. So test scenario will be login functionality. Okay. Test scenario is login page. Your test scenario name is login page. Inside login page, you will write multiple test cases to test that login page. So the test scenario becomes login page, and the test cases, whatever you write, becomes each test case. For example, Shravanti, can you tell one test case? What you will test if I ask you to test login page? What you will do?
Entering username.
Then
Then a valid password. Then we check if we log in properly or not. If it is not, it is not valid.
Okay. See, for example, I'm having a login page here. Okay. So now,
Okay.
if I want to test this, Shravanti is telling she will enter a valid username and valid password and click on sign login. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So what would be your test steps?
It means we have to enter the valid password, email.
Email address.
Okay, valid email, and then
If it is
Valid password.
a
And with
valid
different passwords also we can try.
okay. So our test case will be enter a valid email, enter a valid password, click on login button. Yes or no? Then what is expected?
We get into next page.
User should go to the
Login
home page.
successful.
Login successful. Very good. Okay. And also you have to write in the test case, open the URL. Yes or no? If
Yes,
you
sir.
don't open the URL, how you will enter the username and password? Yes or no? So yesterday we discussed, right? Without inserting the ATM card in the ATM or without removing that, the test will not complete. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So here to enter a valid username, valid email, you have to open the URL, right? Yes or no? So the first step will be access URL. You will be giving the URL also. And then enter valid email. You will be giving the email also what you have to enter. Enter valid password and click on login. Okay. Your expected is user should log in successfully. Now, next. Saujanya, can you tell me one scenario, one test case?
Positive or negative?
Anything. See, we covered now one positive. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now you tell me one negative.
I will give a valid user email address and an invalid password.
Okay. So now Saujanya has to test a scenario where already Shravanti tested with valid username and valid password. So the customer is able to log in. We also have to check whether it is allowing to log in with invalid password, wrong password also, right? It should it allow if we enter wrong password?
The user should not.
No, right. So we have to test that also. That is negative scenario. The positive means successful scenario. The negative means the failure scenario. We have to test. Okay. Clear? So now,
Yes, sir.
now what we
Yes,
have to
yes,
enter?
sir.
My test steps remain same, but it will change. Now this time you are telling access the URL, enter valid email address, enter wrong password, and click on login. Expected will be invalid username and password error message should be displayed. Okay. Now my next case. Ashwini, can you tell me one test case?
Maybe wrong email ID and a correct password.
Yeah,
Still it should.
we can try this also. Son, no, it should not allow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Divya, can you tell one test case?
Yeah, both the email ID and password invalid. I'll give both.
Very good. Very good. Super. Okay. Farhana, can you tell one?
When both are left blank and sign in button is pressed.
Very good. Very good. See, these are all test cases. Yes or no? So what Farhana will write test case? Access the URL. Okay. Leave email address blank. Password blank. Click on login button. Yes or no? And your requirement, assume your requirement is whenever username and password both are blank, login button should be disabled. For example, this is your requirement. In that case, what you have to write, what Farhana will write expected? Farhana, what would be your expected in this case? Farhana, you understood my requirement?
Yes, yes. What is that?
No, your voice is breaking, Farhana.
Hello?
Your voice is breaking.
It's clear now?
No, it's not clear. Okay, fine. Tazin, can you tell? The requirement is whenever email address and password is empty, login button should be disabled. Then what scenario I will write? What test cases you will write? This is the requirement. Whenever email address, password is blank, login button should be disabled.
Access the URL, leave mail address empty, and leave password empty. Login we should not press the login button. It should be disabled form.
Okay, see, you can press, but it should be disabled. There should not be, even if you press, nothing should happen. Okay.
Yes, action
Okay.
should not be done.
And so you have to check. Okay. Leave email address empty, leave password empty, and check that login button is not enabled. Login button is disabled. Okay. Okay. In this requirement only, can you tell one more test case, Tazi?
Yes, I'll check for forget your password.
No. No. I'm asking only about the login button is disabled or not, to check whether login button is disabled or not. So now you told you will keep email address and password both empty, right? Okay.
Yes.
Can you
I
check?
will
Can you
give-
also check only email address is empty and you enter password and see whether the login button is disabled or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
And
Yes,
also
sir.
you can enter the email address and put password empty and see. So these are all the combinations which we have to check. Yes or no? Because client will not tell all this. Client will tell when both are empty and login button should be disabled. Now it is your responsibility to check with the business analyst when you are writing the test cases. What happens when one field is empty? Yes or no? Because when you are writing the test cases, you have to think about various test cases. So you have to think what an end user can do. Sometimes end user can, he forgot to enter email address, he enter only password and he will try to click on login button. Yes or no? So you have to think in end user perspective, real user perspective, and write the test cases. Is that clear to everyone? How we'll be thinking writing the test cases?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
See, customer will not give all the requirement. Customer will tell a requirement. In that requirement, we have to think in different directions, different ways, and then we have to write our test cases. Okay. Yes or no?
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the login page is my test scenario. All this, whatever we discussed till now, what my test cases. Every test case will contain test steps. Is that clear to everyone? So
Yes, sir.
for each and every scenario, there will be positive or negative test cases. Okay.
Okay.
So now you understood that what is test case, what is test scenario, how we will be thinking different test cases. So see, test cases are nothing but idea of a test engineer. Will you all agree? See, Shravanti told one idea, Ashwini told one idea, Divya told one idea, Tasin told one idea. So these are all idea of test engineers. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
test case is an idea how to test that application. Sometimes Ashwini may not get one idea, but Shravanti may get a different idea. Okay. Tazinara may get some other idea to test and break the application. See, as a test engineer, our intention is to find the defect, break the application. Okay. Ashwini, can you go on mute? Okay. Is that clear? So our intention as a test engineer, my intention will be always to find a defect, always to test in different ways. Okay. Always we have to test in a way that to find a defect. Okay, fine. So test scenario is defined as any functionality that can be tested. It is a collective set of test cases. Very good. How to write test scenario? As a tester, you can follow these 4 rules to create test scenarios. What are the rules? Read the business requirement specification document of the application to be tested. So to how to come up with the test scenarios means we have to read the business requirement document very clearly. After reading the business requirement document and doing your analysis. So after reading the requirement analysis, you would also do some thinking, right? So what are all we can test? Okay. List out the different test scenarios that varies each feature of the software. Okay, fine. Once you have listed all the possible test scenarios, a traceability matrix is created to verify that each and every requirement. So now here I am telling something new word called traceability matrix. What is this? Traceability matrix. What is traceability matrix? Traceability matrix is nothing but it is a normal Excel file. What it is? It is a normal Excel file. Okay, so now I'm opening the traceability matrix. So here, if you see, it is normal Excel file. So here what it contains my test scenario number. Okay, so now I am coming up with a test scenario 1 for login page. Okay, and then I am mapping all the test cases, because a test scenario can contain multiple test cases. Yes or no? So I'm writing all the test case IDs which belongs to this test scenario. Okay, and then I'm mapping to the requirement. So this is the requirement. So in the business requirement document or Confluence, they will have given requirement ID. Okay, for every requirement. So the requirement ID will be like, okay, username field requirement is this, user password field requirement is this, okay, login button requirement is this, remember me feature requirement is this, forget password. So they will be giving requirement for each and every field, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So when you are writing test cases, you will map your test case to the requirement, and you will map the test case to your test scenario. Why we are doing mapping? Means we have to make sure that no requirement is, there is no test case linked to any requirement. If at all, assume that there is no test case linked to this requirement, then you will understand that you have not written the test case for this requirement, means you have not tested this requirement. Is that clear? Traceability matrix is nothing but it is just to see whether all the requirement is tested or not. All the requirement, we have covered the test cases to each requirement or not. Okay. What is traceability matrix? Traceability matrix is nothing but it is just the linking between the test cases and the requirement IDs. Okay. Clear? See, for example, when we are studying, sometimes what we will do, we will write all the important questions, and then after studying each question, we'll put a tick mark. Yes or no? To see that whether we have covered all the important topics. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Or when we are going to shopping, you have to buy a list of items. What we will do, we will write down all the list of items, and whenever we finish the purchase, we'll put a tick mark. Why you are putting tick mark? So that at the end of the day, when you check the list, you will make sure that everything you have purchased. If something is missed, you will go and purchase. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
In the same way, this is also a traceability matrix where we will link test scenario to each test case and to each requirement, so that we will make sure that every requirement is linked to a test case, so that no requirement is left without testing. Is that clear?
Yes.
So requirement traceability matrix. Requirement traceability matrix is a document. So this is just a document, okay, that maps requirement with test cases. Requirement traceability is a single document delivered at the end of the software development life cycle. So what happens? You will, at the end, you will deliver the requirement traceability matrix. Okay. See, now when you are using tool like Jira, some other tools, they will have automatically the feature. So when you write the test case, there will be a field to select the business requirement. You can just give the business requirement link there. Okay. That happens automatically. Okay. So now in small companies, if there are no auto test management tools, we will follow the Excel sheet. But in big companies, they'll have some tools like Jira, ALM. In that case, they will do the traceability matrix in the tool itself. Okay. Clear? The main purpose of traceability matrix is to check that all requirements are mapped via test cases. Is that clear? Is that clear? What is requirement traceability matrix? Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very good. So it's just a document. If you are using a tool, then it's just to see whether the requirement is mapped to the test case. Okay. Now, what is test case? Test case is nothing but an idea of test engineer. Okay. A test case is a set of actions. Execute means set of steps executed to verify a particular feature of functionality of your software application. A test case contains test steps. See, test steps, when I say, you all know what is test steps. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that clear? What are the test steps? So
Yeah.
accessing the URL, entering the valid username, entering the valid password, click on sign in. That is the steps. Now, what is test data? So now I'm telling entering a valid email address, entering a valid password. What is that? What is a valid email address? You have to give that email address. What is a password? You have to give that password. Okay. That is the test data. The data which you are using to test. That is called test data. Okay. And prerequisite. So here, for what is the prerequisite for this test case? Prerequisite means what is required to do this testing. What is required to do this testing? To test the
Username.
login page, what is prerequisite? What you have, what should be required for you to test the login page?
Username and password.
Username, password.
That comes under test data.
We should be able to access the URL.
Exactly. Who told? See, so you should be able to access the URL, right? The URL should be up and running. Yes or no? If assume when you access the URL, it is telling unable to access. Server down. In that case, can you able to test? You have the test data, you have the test steps. Can you able to test? Will you able to test?
No, sir.
No.
Whenever the server is down? No, right? So the prerequisite for this test case is login page should be accessible, should be up and running. Yes or no? That is prerequisite. Okay, prerequisite is that before doing the action, what you are expecting. Okay, so I'm expecting login page should be available for testing. And then expected. So what is expected? So whenever we do some action, what we are expecting. So what is actual? When we are testing, what happens in the application, that is actual. When we are writing the test case, we will write what is expected. So Farhana, how do you know what is expected behavior? How do you know? Farhana,
Yes, Bhaiya.
how do you know what is
Oh.
expected behavior?
In the test case, Bhaiya.
See, what is expected? Expected means, see, for
Log.
example,
Hmm.
you are calling your mother. Okay, you are doing a call to your mother. What you are expecting?
Hmm.
What you are expecting
I'm
when you call your mother?
expecting a response.
No, your voice is not clear.
Or-
It's breaking.
Hello.
What you are
I'm expecting a response.
so you are expecting that your mother will lift the phone. Yes or no?
Yes.
Assume your mother is busy. She's cooking. She did not lift. That is actual. Expected is what you are expecting. Actual is what is happening. Okay. Whenever the
Okay.
test case passes, whenever the actual and expected is matching, then only the test case is passed. Now here it's not matching because you are expecting that your mother will lift the phone, but actually your mother is busy, so she is not lifting the phone. So the test case is failed. Yes or no? So what you will do? You will wait for some time and again you will call.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so when we are writing the test cases also, expected result is the one which we get from the requirement. See, what is our requirement? When you enter the valid username, valid password and click on login button, the user has to log in. That is expected behavior. Now, in the application, when I'm testing, I'm entering valid username, I'm entering valid password. But when I click on login button, I'm unable to log in. Yes or no? That is a defect. Then you will create a defect. You say that, hey, I'm entering with valid username, valid password, but I'm unable to log in. It is throwing error. But you are sure that it is a valid username and password. Okay. In that case, you will create a defect, unable to log in with valid username and password, because your actual and expected is not success. Okay. Now, for one requirement, when username field is blank, password field is blank, login button should be disabled. This is the requirement. In that case, what is my expected? My expected will be First step will be like keep username field empty. Second step will be keep password field empty. And in the result, in expected, what you will write for HANA in expected?
Hello.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, it's clear
If
now.
if both your like login and user ID is empty,
What is expected?
then the login will not happen.
Login will not happen. No, login button should be disabled, right? That is requirement. Yes or no? See, login will not happen. You will confirm only after clicking on login button. But when it is disabled, when I say disabled means you can't click on that. Yes or no?
Okay.
So you all know the difference between disabled and enabled, right?
Yes, sir.
See, now
Yes.
this button is now, for example, here, for example, this button is enabled. Means when I mouse over, it is allowing me to click. Okay. Disabled means it is unable to click. Okay. I can't do any action on that. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah. See, for example, now if you see in your Zoom participants, you can't mute other person because you don't have access. In that case, that mute button is disabled for you. But see, it is enabled for me because I am an admin, so it is enabled for me. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
that is disabled and enabled. So my requirement is whenever username and password is empty, the login button should be disabled. In that case, you are expected. How you know that it should be disabled? Because that is the client requirement. Okay. Client is telling that in his requirement, when both fields are empty, it should be disabled. Then you write the test case. Your expected will be the login button should be disabled. But when you are testing, the login button is enabled when both are empty. Then what you will do?
The defect.
You will create a defect. What you will create a defect? What you will say in the defect?
That the expected is able.
No, you have to tell that when both the email address and password are empty, login button is enabled.
Okay.
Expected is it should be disabled. So you will write each step. Access the URL, enter, keep username empty, keep password empty. Okay. In actual result, you will check that login button is enabled. In expected, you will keep that login button is disabled and create the defect. Okay. These are the same test case steps you have to write in the defect. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So fine. So now, is that clear to everyone, right? How we design the test steps, test cases, what is expected result, what is actual result. That is very, very important. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you should remember expected result. Always you come up with expected result while writing the test case. By looking into the requirement, you know what is expected, what should happen. Okay. If the client says 2 + 2 should be 4, then what is expected?
4.
What is expected result? 4. Because you know that by reading the requirement document, you understood that 2 + 2 should be 4. So while writing the test case also, you will write that expected result should be 4. But when in the test case, actual result will be always empty because you will fill only the actual result while testing the application. Okay. Now Farhana is testing calculator. Now she's typing 2 + 2 is equal to, she typed. Now she is getting the result. That result is the actual. So now she will compare whether the actual and expected is same or not. Okay. Fine. So now we'll look into some examples. So here for an e-commerce application, few test scenarios. What is my test scenario? What is test scenario? Wherever we can do some testing on functionality, it is a test scenario. Okay. So for e-commerce application, what are the test scenarios? Login functionality is one scenario. Search functionality is other scenario. Product description page is other scenario. Payment functionality is other scenario. Order history is other scenario. So no, these are all different test scenarios. Is that clear? Now, when we take first test scenario, what are the test cases we can write? So we are writing different test cases for first test scenario. Verify system behavior when valid email ID and valid password is entered. Invalid email ID, invalid password is enter. Valid email ID and invalid password is enter. Invalid email ID and invalid password. So these are all the test cases. Yes or no? Clear?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
For example, payment. Okay. For example, you are having you have to do credit card payment. What payment?
Credit card.
You have to do credit card payment. So you got a new invoice to pay the credit card bill. So in credit card bill, assume you are having a bill of 2,000 rupees. You have to pay credit card bill of 2,000 rupees. But there is an option where you can just pay minimum of 100 rupees also. There is an option for that customer where he can pay minimum of 100 rupees also. Now, can anybody tell what are the test cases you will write? Ashwini, can you tell one test case for this? What customer can do whenever he has a credit card bill and the amount which he has to pay for that month is 2,000, but there is an option where he can pay just 100 rupees also. Okay, then what a customer can do?
Actually, I didn't understand exactly. Means we have to pay 2,000 rupees, but
See, whenever there is a credit card bill, there is an option where the customer can pay the whole bill, or he can just pay the minimum bill also.
okay.
Okay, so the rest 1,900 he can pay next month with interest.
Okay.
Okay, so now what a customer can do whenever he is having a credit card bill? Can you tell one test case?
Yeah, first he should access the URL of that particular bank.
Mm-hmm.
Then he should, he should click on the option where he can pay for the credit card.
Okay.
Then when he will enter that page, he should find the option to do the payment, where he can pay.
Mm-hmm.
Then he should find the option that however amount he wants to pay for this month. For example,
Okay,
he want to pay.
how much he will pay? So because in test case you have to give the data also, right? Yes or no?
Yeah, for 100 rupees.
So now you are telling the customer is paying only minimum balance. Yes or no?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
minimum
So you
balance.
are paying 100 and you are doing the payment. So the payment should be success or not?
Yeah, it should succeed.
Okay. Okay. Divya, can you tell one more scenario? One more test case where the customer can do? So Ashwini is telling she will pay 100. So now you tell me one more test case.
Like we'll enter the card number.
Mm-hmm. You just tell the amount what you will test.
Minimum is 100 means I will pay like more than 100, like 200 or 300.
So you will tell that you are paying 300. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Saujanya, can you tell one scenario?
I'll enter a 0 in that where I have to pay the amount.
So Divya, Saujanya is trying to pay 0 amount. In that case, what it should happen?
So it should show me an error message. Or
Very good. Okay. Shravanti, can you tell?
Maybe half of the 1,000 rupees.
So 1,000 rupees. Okay, fine. So 1,000 rupees also customer should be able to pay, right? Yes or no? Even though the bank is telling you can pay minimum of 100 or 2,000. Okay, in that case, you can pay 1,000 also, right? Yes or no? If you are paying 1,000, if it is the payment is getting failure, then that is a defect. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, we have to test that also. Tazin, can you tell me one scenario, one test case?
I'll pay the entire 2,000 amount.
Okay, very good. Farhana, can you tell me one?
The whole amount, like
Already Tazinara paid whole amount.
0 also done.
Something think out of box. We have to think out of box also.
Nothing. He will not enter anything.
Already Saujanya tried that.
0.
Saujanya tried
We will
that.
ask last. Okay.
More than 2000.
See, you can try more than 2000, right? Yes or
More
no?
than 2000. Yes.
When you're
Okay.
paying more than 2000 by mistake, what it happens in next month, the bill it will be adjusted. Yes or no? Even though you are paying more than 2000, the payment should be success. You have to test that one also, right? Yes or no? Is
Yes.
that clear, everyone? See, these are all the test cases. See, these are all the. So now everyone agree. Test case is nothing but an idea of a test engineer. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
See, everyone will get their own ideas. So always we should be thinking out of box. See, do you know the customer may pay additional? Who knows? For example, my bill is 199.99. Okay, I may pay 200. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Whenever we go to shopping, they will put like this only 99.99. And they will take 100 rupees. So these are all which we have to test. Okay, even you don't enter any amount, try to pay. The button should not be enabled. This is also one test case. You try to enter negative amount and try to pay. It should not accept. You try to pay decimal amount. Yes or no? You can pay
Yes.
100.50, 100.99, 200.99, or you can try to you can try to enter more than 2 decimal points. We have to test all this. You're getting my point? You have to try with decimal point also. Like you are paying 100.10, 100.1, 100.2, 100.203, something. All see, our intention should be we have to find some defects. Is that getting my point? See,
So
no
can
one.
we try with minus?
Yeah, you have to try. Then it should throw error message.
Okay.
Yes or no? See, when you are writing the test cases only, you will come up with positive or negative. And see, now you don't know what error message should come when you enter a negative minus amount. Yes or no? So then you
Yes.
have to check with business analyst. See, I have come up with this test case entering negative amount. It is not mentioned in what error message should be given. It is not mentioned in the business requirement. Can you tell what is expected? Now, business analyst may think, correct, this also is possible. Now she will ask the client, what should happen when some customer is trying to pay negative balance, negative amount? Okay. And they may tell, okay, whenever they enter some negative, please don't enable the payment button at all. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So these are all things which we have to come up. We have to try to pay with a negative balance, a negative amount, like giving minus. And we also have to try to pay with decimal point. Yes or no? We have to test all these combinations. Okay? Clear? Fine.
Yes.
So now I think you have got very good idea on test cases, how to write test cases, right? We got an idea, right?
Yeah.
Fine. So now we will look into one more. So now this is how the test scenarios will be, test cases will be derived from each test scenario. Okay. Now, second example. For example, when you take a banking application. So what will be the banking application test scenarios like login and authentication, money transfer, yes or no, account statement, deposit. Okay, these are my test scenarios. Yes or no? I have just given an example. Okay, now we are going to discuss test case techniques. What? How?
Test techniques.
See, till now we understood how to write, but there are some techniques also to follow so that you will not miss any test case. Okay, so now that is called test case techniques. There are 3 techniques. How many techniques? How many
Three
techniques are there?
Three
There are
techniques.
3 techniques. Very good. The first technique is called boundary value analysis. What is that?
Boundary value.
Boundary value analysis.
The first one is boundary value analysis. Okay, the second one is equivalence partition. What?
Equivalence partition.
Third one is decision table. Okay. So now, what is boundary value analysis? What is meant by boundary? Tell me.
Range between, like,
Boundary means what?
Limit.
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 Very good. See, we hear more boundary in cricket. Okay, if the ball is within the boundary, no 4. If it cross the boundary, it is 4 or 6. Yes or no? So now boundary means something which is having a limit. Okay. Now now I will tell a requirement of username field. What is that? Assume this is my requirement. When my customer is giving requirement, okay, he is giving requirement like this. What is requirement? Username. Username field should have minimum 8 characters, maximum 15 characters. See, whenever have you come across, have you experienced that whenever you are setting the username or password, it will tell that your password should contain this much length. It should have at least 1 character, 1 special character,
Yes.
1 uppercase, 1 number, or your username should have at least 5 characters. Yes or no?
Yes,
And
sir.
your
Yeah.
password and username can't be same.
Mm.
So it depends on application to application. Yes. So now for my application, assume your client is giving a requirement that username should be minimum 8 characters and maximum 15 characters. What is the requirement of username?
Minimum
Minimum of 8
and
characters
maximum
and
15
maximum.
characters.
So now, okay, when you are testing username, can you tell me what are all the scenarios you will test for username field alone?
The characters should be minimum 8.
Okay, so I will ask one by one. Okay, so now I will start with Farhan. Farhana, you tell me. Now,
Yes.
what username, what length? This is the length of the username, yes or no?
Yes.
The length of the username, the client is telling minimum should be 8 and maximum should be 15. Now you tell me
Yes.
what combination, what all combinations you will test.
Like with uppercase letter.
See, here I'm talking only about length. Okay, means how many characters?
15. Maximum 15.
So you will create a username with 15 characters, right?
Yes.
So it should be success or failure. You should be able to create a username or not.
Success, because maximum is 15.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, next, Tazin, what you will do?
I'll give 3 characters.
3 characters. It should be success and failure.
No, failure.
Very good. Okay, next, Shravanti.
So I will give 8 characters.
8. So it should be success or failure.
Success.
Okay. And then Saujanya,
For length is 16 characters. It should be a
16
failure.
characters. It should be failure. Okay. Next. Divya,
I'll give 7 characters.
failure or success?
Failures.
Okay. Ashwini,
I will not give any character there.
you will not give any character. Okay. If you want to give character, then
Then maybe I will give some special character. I will try with some
no,
special
I'm
character.
just discussing only the length. How many characters?
Then maybe 1 character
Okay, fine.
or
Okay. Okay. See here. So when you give 1 character, it should be pass or fail.
fail.
It should not be. Okay. See. So now we are trying all these combinations, right? Okay. So 3, 16, 1, 7. It should not be allowed. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So these are called boundary value analysis. Okay. So here we are having something called n minus 1 and n plus 1. What? N n minus 1 and n
N plus 1.
plus 1. Okay. So for example, you take 8 is equal to n is equal to 8. Okay. N is equal to 8. Okay. Because this is the minimum. Yes or no?
Yes.
So here you have to test 3 combinations. N is equal to 8, 8, n minus 1, 7, and n plus 1, 9. Okay. See, nobody told 9 because you have to check whether it is allowing 9 or not. Yes or no?
Yes.
It should not, it should allow 8, it should allow 9, it should not allow 7. In the same way, we have to check for n is equal to 15. This is one more boundary. Okay, so here also you have to test n minus 1 and n plus 1. So here what would be 15, 14,
15,
and
14,
16. So it should
16.
allow 15 and 14. It should not allow 16. Okay. So these 6 combinations you have to test. Okay. In these 6 combinations, 4 combinations will work. 7 and 16 will not work. Is that clear? So
Yes.
you have to remember when you are writing the test case for any field, because this is an edit field, okay, text field, where you have to enter the characters. You have to test the boundary value. Okay. So you have to test n minus 1 and n plus 1. Is that clear? So when you
Yes.
remember this n
Yes.
minus 1 and n plus 1, you will automatically cover all these cases. Okay. See, if you see here, we did not cover n plus 1 scenarios. Yes or no? We have given maximum 15 and maximum 8. We also have to test a number in between these two. Yes or no? Which is 10 characters
Yes.
or 12 characters also we have to test. Assume it is not accepting username with the 12 characters then. So we have to test these combinations. Is that clear to everyone? What is boundary value analysis? To find the boundary.
Yes, sir.
So what is the formula? N minus 1 and n plus 1. So we have to take minimum characters and maximum characters and come up with a combination n minus 1 and n plus 1. And you have to test each and every combination. Is that clear? This
Yes.
boundary value
Yes,
analysis is very, very important. Okay, if you, for example, my requirement is to accept minimum 8, but you are not tested with 7 characters. But a username is able to create a user with 7 characters. Then will the customer will be happy? The client will be happy? No, because you have not tested properly. He has given requirement, minimum should be 8, but you have not tested with 7 characters. So now user is able to create a username with 7 characters. Is it clear? So this is the boundary value analysis which we have to remember when we are writing the test cases. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
What is boundary
Yes, sir.
value analysis? Yeah, super. So now, what to do? In the same way, for password also, we'll be having this combination. Okay. So when it is minimum 19 and maximum 20, we'll cover n minus 1 and n plus 1. Here also we'll cover n minus 1 and n plus 1. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
So boundary
Yes.
value is clear. Very good. Now we will discuss about equivalence partition. What is equivalence partition? Now I am telling my boundary value should be between 8 and 15. Okay. So we are taking, for example, 8 characters or 9 characters or 15 or 14. In this case, when I am giving 15 characters, what combination that 15 characters? See, 15 is a valid, but what combinations it should be? Assume my customer is telling username can contains only alphabets and numbers, no special characters. This is my requirement. Okay, what is my requirement? Username can contains only alphabet and numbers. Okay, no special characters. Okay, in this case, the valid is 8, the valid is 9, the valid is 15, valid is 14. Yes or no?
Yeah.
In that case, when you are writing valid 8, 9, 14 and 15 are valid boundaries. Okay, 7 and 16 invalid boundaries. So here, for each valid boundary, okay, for each value, assume you are taking 8. So you will give, you have to give all alphabets, it should accept. If you give alpha numeric also, it should accept. If you give only numbers also, it should accept. So what is, we have to check that combinations. We're getting my point. So you are giving 8 characters. What are the 8 characters? You have to give only alphabet. It should accept. Okay. Only number. It should accept. Alpha numeric. Also it should accept. Yes or no? Clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
this is called equivalence partition. The combination. See, you know, you fix that. What is your boundary? It has to work. Now, what are those values which you are giving? When you are giving the test data, you have to come up with the test data of combination. So for example, 8 characters, you give only alphabets. For 9 characters, you give only numbers. When you are having 14 characters, you give alpha numeric. Okay. When you are having 15 also, you give some other combination. Yes or no? So you have to test that combination also. For example, I can give only alphabets means, for example, I'm giving 8. Then I can give something. For example, I can give like this, yes or no? Or you can give like this, testing. I can give my username like this. Testings. I can give like this, right? I can create my username like this. Okay. When I am having numbers, I can give only my numbers. I can create like this also username. When I am having alpha numeric, I can create my username testing 1, 2, 3. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So all these combinations we have to test. This is called equivalence partition. Okay. The combination is called equivalence partition. Now, even though if I'm giving, so 10 characters allowed or not?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is how many characters? 4, 4, 8, 9, 10. This is 10 characters. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Is 11 characters also allowed?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If I give my username like this, will it accept?
No.
Farhana, will it accept?
No, no, Bhaiya.
Why?
It's only 10. There is a special character in it.
Exactly. How you know that it should not be allowed?
Because
Because
it's
we have
already
requirement.
requirement
know?
is already mentioned.
Exactly, because in requirement they're telling no special character. So we have to test that one also. See, the length is correct, but inside the length, whatever characters you're passing is not correct. That one also. That is called equivalence partition. Okay. Now you understood what is equivalence partition.
Yes.
What is
Yes.
equivalence partition? The combination of characters which you give the boundary, within the boundary. Okay. Here you are giving within the boundary. See, 11 falls within the boundary for you. But the values, whatever you give, the characters is not matching to your requirement. Okay. So equivalence partitions, we have to test all the combination of characters. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is all how you have to write the test cases when you are testing. Okay. Because when you are writing a valid test case, you have to give the data. You give different data for different combination. Okay. Clear, right?
Yeah.
Very good. So now we are going to discuss about our last technique. The last technique is called decision table. What is that?
Decision table.
So by the name itself, we understand that it is a table. Okay. So now we will see an example. Okay. For example, okay, you are having an Amazon account. Assume Amazon is coming up with a new offer. What? New offer, online offer. Amazon online offer. So the requirement of Amazon is, if you create a new user, okay, he is giving 10% discount. How much percent?
10%.
10%.
Hmm.
Existing user, 15% discount. If you have a voucher, he is giving 20% discount. Okay, this is possible, right? This.
Yeah.
For example, if you have Amazon voucher, he is giving 20% discount. So if you are existing user, he's giving 15% use. If you are new user, then he's giving 10. Okay, now, Savanthi, tell me what combination, what scenario you may test. So the customer who is logging in can be of what condition?
If we check, he's a new user.
Okay, you will tell that you will check whether he's a new user. Yes or no?
Yeah,
So how much discount he should get?
10%.
Very good. Farhana, tell me one. Farhana, you are on mute.
If the customer is an existing user, then
Mhm.
he will get 15%.
Okay, very good. Then, Tazinara, tell me one.
If there is an voucher facility, then he'll get 20%.
Okay. So first, Tazinara is telling if the customer is having voucher, he will get 20%. Okay, fine. Now, Ashwini, you tell.
Maybe he is a new user and plus he have voucher. Then I don't know if
That is
what
possible, right? Yes
Yeah.
or no? So Tazinara told only voucher. So Tazinara, how can you just use that voucher? When you are using that voucher, you can be a existing user or new user. Yes or no?
Yes.
So in that case, if you are existing user, you may get 15% additional, and also you can use voucher. So you can get totally 35%. Yes or no?
Yeah.
You can't
Yes,
just
sir.
use a voucher because when you are logging into Amazon, either you can create a new account and log in. When you create a new account, you'll be like new user where you are getting 10%. Additional that you are having a voucher also. So you are getting 35% or 30%. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So here it is like new user plus voucher. Yes or no? Here existing user and voucher. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So this is called decision table. Okay. So but you may not know. Okay. What are combinations we have to test? So that I will just tell you a basic table, small table, which you can just imagine and you can come up with the combinations. Okay. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yes.
what we will do, for example, we'll just see, for example, what we will do here, we are having how many combinations? 3 combinations, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So always the formula is whenever we are having. So here we are having 3. I will just copy this. Okay, here we are having 3 combinations. 3 combinations. So when we are having 3 combinations, the formula remains 2 power 3. What is that? 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3. Okay. So what? So 2 to the power means?
2 power 3 means 8.
So it is like 2 into 2 into 2.
Into 2.
Okay.
Which is 8.
So here, for example, I will take whiteboard. I should have whiteboard. Okay, draw. I can write in text. Okay. Okay, so here I'm unable to write. 2 to the power means trying to write the 2 draw. Okay. Okay, fine. 2 to the power means you are able to imagine, right? How it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it will be 2. On top of the 2, it will be 3. Okay. So whenever it is 3, how we are telling it is 3 means we are having 3 combinations. Okay. Because of 3 combinations, we are telling 2 to the power 3. So when it is 2 to the power 3, we are expecting we should get 8 combinations. How many combinations? 8 combinations. Assume if there is one more combination, then it will be 2 power 4. Then it will be 16. Okay. So now you know that there are 8 combinations. Why? How come you understood that it should come 8 combinations? By this formula. What is the formula? 2 power n is 2 power 3 is the formula. 2 power n. Okay. What becomes the n? N is nothing but the 3
Number of
combination. Okay.
combinations.
If there are 4 combinations, it will be 2 power n is equal to 2 power 4 is equal to 16. Okay. Now here we are having 2 power 3. So it is 8. So when you take 8, you know that it is 8. So you just write rule 1, rule 2, rule 3. Okay. Just I'm writing like this. 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is like rule 2, rule 3. So you can just quickly imagine this one also. Okay. Whenever you are writing this one, see, no one will ask this all. Okay. When you are writing the test cases, you have to cover this. So when you are writing the test cases, in interview, they may ask what is boundary value analysis, what is equivalence partition, how many techniques you will follow to write the test cases. You have to tell all this. Okay. Your client will not know all this, but you have to cover all this when you are testing. Okay. Fine, right? Now,
Yes.
now here you can use like a new user condition. Okay, these are the rules. Okay, and then existing user voucher. Okay, so here, so for example, here what is the, so when a person is logging in, he can be a new user or existing user. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, whenever you are writing, okay, first to what there are, how many rules are there?
8.
How many rules are there?
8.
8.
8 rules, right? So first what you do, you come up with
Checking user.
true. See, you just write 4 truths because there are 8, right? Total 8 rules are there, right? Yes or no? So first you write, you divide that to 2 parts. First 4 is 1 part, second 4 is 1 part. So first you write all the true. Okay. False, false, false. I'm not doing anything. Okay. I'm just dividing. First 4 I'm putting true. Last 4 I'm putting false. Or you can put first 4 as false, last 4 also true. No problem. Okay. Is that clear? I have not done any logic. Okay. I'm just dividing and putting. That's it. Okay. Now you take this 4 and then again divide. True, true, false, false. Yes or no? Now you take this 4, you divide. False, false, true, true. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
Now again, you take this 2. Okay. Put true, false. You take this 2. False, true. You take this 2. False, true. You take this 2. True, false. Yes or no? See what I have done. What I have done? I have not done anything. I have not written any technical. What I have done, there are 8 rules. How we got 8 rules? Farhana, why we got 8 rules?
2 power n. There are 3 combinations. 2 power
Exactly.
3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have written 8 rules. Okay, because that 2 power n, 2 power 3. If it is n is equal to 4, then 2 power 4 means we have to write 16 rules. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now here there are 8 rules. So what I did blindly, first 4 I wrote true, next 4 I wrote false. Okay. It is simple, right? There is no logic. First I wrote just 4 truths, 4 false. Next, from these 4 truths, I made 2. I divided 2. 2 truths, 2 false. Again, from this true, I made true, false, true, false, true, false, like that. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone or not?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can write like this, no problem, no confusion. Assume if there are 18 rules, then what you will write for HANA?
18.
If there are 18, sorry, if there are 16 rules,
Then there will be 16 rules will be done, and 8 rules, 8 rules in the first.
okay, what would be your second, Shravati, what would be second one?
Right. Sir, 16, there are 16, right?
There are 16 rules. Okay, Farhana
Okay.
told first 8 rules she will make true, next 8 rules she will make false. Then second one, what will be having?
4 truths, 4 false,
Mhm.
4 truths and 4 false.
Exactly. So that is correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
now have you understood? I'm not doing anything. Next one, when I came, I will take that 4. I will write 2 truths, 2 false, 2 true, true false, 2 true, 2 false. Okay. So now you come up. So when a customer is logging in, either he can be a existing customer or new customer. He can't be both. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So this is a negative. So this is a false. Okay. We can't test this. Yes or no? Because at a time the customer can't be new user and existing user. He can't be at a time both. Yes or no?
Yeah.
He can be only one.
Mm.
So now if you come here, here also it's not possible. This is a invalid, so we'll make invalid. Okay. 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 Now this combination. See, he can be a new user. Yes or no?
Yes.
Mm.
And
Yes.
he is not an existing user, means he is a new user and he's having a voucher. He's a new user and he's having a voucher. In that case, how much discount he will get?
30%.
How much?
30%.
30.
Because he's a new user and voucher. What is the next? Tell me what is the next combination?
Only new user.
Means how much?
10.
Very good.
10%.
Next, why it is only new user?
Because
Because
existing and
the two are false.
Or
Because
The two
it's-
are false here. Okay. Very good. So tell me next. Farhana, tell me
20%.
next. 20%.
New user.
See, how come
No new user,
20%
no
comes?
exist.
This is not practical, it is not possible, right?
No
When a
existing
user
user.
is using voucher, he should be either new user or existing voucher. So this is invalid. Yes or no?
Yes. This is also invalid. Next one.
Sorry, I made it false. So this is also invalid. Correct.
Yes.
Here,
Yeah. Existing user voucher, he'll get 35.
okay. Next.
Existing user, same.
15%.
35.
No, see, Farhana, existing user alone, he's not having any voucher. He's just an existing user. So he
False.
will get
Yeah,
only
yeah,
15.
Only
See?
15. 15.
See? So there are 4 invalid combinations and 4 valid combinations. So when we are writing test cases, we have to know that we have to cover 4 valid combinations. You're getting my point? In this way, we can know what are the possible cases. You are able to imagine now.
Yes.
See, without this decision table, we may miss one combination. Okay, when we come up, see, this one you can just write in a notepad quickly and then you can just come up with the test cases when you are writing. Okay. Is that clear? What is the purpose of decision table? How to create a decision table? The creation of
Yes.
decision table is very easy. You are writing the rules. How many rules? How we are coming up with the rules? The number of combinations, 2 power n. Okay, and then how we are creating the decision table by putting all true, true, false, 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 and then true, false, true, false. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah, I have one question. So
Mhm.
with this decision table, this will be the maximum, test case we can do, right?
Yeah, we
I mean,
can. These are the combinations which you can come up. Okay.
yeah. So once we follow this table, there won't be any other combination which
Now
we
you
have to
tell.
test.
Now you tell how Amazon, how a person can buy an Amazon apart from these 4 combinations. Do you think any other?
Yeah. No, no,
So these
I
are the
don't think.
maximum. Yeah, correct. Because we have to think in a real time scenario. Okay, when customer is logging in, when he can log in as a new user or he can log in as existing user. When he is logging in, he may have voucher, he may not have voucher. So no,
Yeah,
clear.
Yeah.
So these are the things which we have to come up. Okay.
Okay.
See, without drawing decision table also, you people has told me. Okay, but these are all very important in interviews. Okay, you may not follow decision table, but you already know the combinations what are expected. But you have to know that concept is called decision table, because in interview the interviewer may ask you what is decision table. If you not feel, okay, what is this? Okay, what is boundary value? What is equivalence? Now you are clear, right? So now you are sure of
Yeah.
all the combinations. How to write the test cases? What are the things to cover in the test case? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir.
Okay, fine. So now what I will tell, I will show you one basic, I will give you a scenario. You can write a test case for that. Okay. And we will discuss that tomorrow. Okay. Give me 1 minute.
Yes.
I'll just be back. I'm going on mute for 1 minute. Okay, I am back. Okay, fine. Okay, so now you can take this website, blazedemo.com. Okay, I will share this website. My voice is audible to everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so this website I am giving. blazedemo.com. Okay, now you can go to this page. You can see a login page. Okay, so now here the requirement is email ID and password, and here we are having remember me. What should happen? Remember me. What is the functionality of
Whenever-
remember me?
Email ID and password should
when-
be
when-
remembered.
So whenever you put a check mark, when you come next time, it should be remembered. Okay. Okay, and this forward password link. So now you people can write the test cases for this. Okay, you can come up with different test cases for this. See, I am not giving any what the email contains, what the password minimum. You can just write with high level test cases. Okay, clear. Now,
Okay,
when you are writing the test cases, you have to come up with a Excel where like test case ID. Okay. Okay, and then test case name, and then test steps, test data, actual result, expected result. Okay, these are the columns should be available. Is that clear? These are the columns: test case ID, test case name, test steps, test data, actual result, and expected results. Okay, so you are writing the test case in Excel with these column values. Okay, so what would be your first test case? You will be writing test case ID 1. Okay, so here verify the login with valid details. Okay, what would be test? You will write all the test steps, test case. You know already how to write. Yes or no?
Yes.
So this is how you will write. You will write and share me today evening. Okay, you all are having the email ID. You can share to that Automation Academy. Okay, you can share the test cases to Test Automation Academy email. Okay, and also I will share the Jira to you. Then so now we will look into some how the company will have some requirement. Okay, I will also tomorrow see. Now all the testing concepts are finished. Okay, now there is no more testing, manual testing concept. Now we are going to get some practical knowledge. I will just share you some business requirement document, how it looks, what it contains. Okay, clear? So tomorrow
Okay.
we will go through some requirement document, and also we have to go through what are the test deliverables. Okay, clear?
Yes.
For
After
these
that,
test cases,
Mhm.
for these test cases, we have to take limit by our own. For example, for username or password.
Yeah,
How
you
many
just take that. I'm not giving any for email. You know, right? What email generally? What email will be okay? If you want, I can give only for password. For example, I will give for password. Okay.
And this information, it will come under the test data. I mean, what exactly come under the test data?
What is the value which you are using comes under the test data. Okay. So I will give the requirement of so email requirement. I will give my requirement also. Okay. Test case email should be correct format. Huh? You can come up. Okay. Password I have given requirement. Okay. Clear? So I will share you this Word document also. Okay. So I will share you this Word document. These are the testing environment different. Yes. So sample URLs. Okay, this is how the sample URLs, and these are the testing techniques, boundary value. Okay, and then particle. I will share this also for your reference. Okay, so now here test cases. This is the test case. So this is the section which you have to look into. This is the website. This is the requirement. Okay, and this is the column names which you have to create. Clear? And then you can write and share to my email. So tomorrow we will just go through some test cases and discuss, and then I will just explain you how the requirement will be in real time. Okay, how the document will be. Then I can give you one more requirement for you to write the test cases. Okay, and then we will discuss test deliverables tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we'll discuss test deliverables and one SRS document. Then on Friday I will give you some more real-time requirements so that you may get more hands-on. Okay, and we will finish our manual by this Friday, and then we will continue Java for Monday. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
I will stop this. Okay, then bye.